Howdy fellow geeks, Mr. J here, and to my left is the wonderful... I said to my left is the wonderful...
Oh, we're doing the Q&A?
Yes, we're doing the Q&A.
Hi, Big D here.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Okay.
We can
Are
do
you
this
sure?
now. Yeah.
Yeah? You don't want to... No? Okay. Alright. Anyway, as I said, I'm Mr. J, this is Big D. Now, on our Facebook page, we put the opportunity for you guys to ask us a bunch of questions. And you guys did that.
A lot.
There were a few questions.
Yeah. So, moving on to the questions.
Yes! Anyway, so we have our questions here in this lovely fez. As you can see, the questions, and I managed to do that in one shot without them falling out, so I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway, so, first question. First question, drum roll, please. Okie dokie. And the first question is there a hero you like best above all others? Big D?
Good question, that one. To quote a wise man, where do you start? Keen detective skills, the ability to banter well with villains. It's a question that's really a hard one for me to answer. I would have to say, out of all of them, Gambit.
Gambit? Why Gambit?
Why not Gambit?
Why so Gambit?
A, X-Men, gives him props. Cool accent. And he's taken what some would call a lame superpower and actually made it pretty kick-ass.
You mean pink glowing stuff?
We'll be right back.
Well, now I guess it's my turn to answer. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyway, my answer I guess would be Deadpool. 1, he's Deadpool. 2, he's Deadpool, and...
And let me take a guess. 3, he's Deadpool?
Well, actually I was going to say kick-ass healing factor that beats the crap out of Wolverines, but sure, he's Deadpool. But no, seriously, he's got a kick-ass healing factor that completely beats the out of Wolverine's healing factor. The guy's bat crazy. He's literally insane. And on top of all that, he's got this sweet-ass relationship with Death, who is actually a lot sexier than you'd think she was, than you'd think Death would be.
What is your favourite piece of geek memorabilia or item?
Ooh, I can answer this one. My copy of New Mutants number 98, first appearance of Deadpool.
I can't reach mine because it's in another room, but that would be my Bluntman and Chronic action figure signed by Jason Mewes, mainly because he actually screwed up his own catchphrase in signing it.
Was it? He said, he went to write Snoogan but wrote Snoogers and then crossed out the end and...
He realised he forgot a letter out of his entire catchphrase. Good work, Mr. Mewes.
Alright. Question number 3. Which superhero or heroine, etc., have you fantasized about the most?
Oh, this is the one we warned you about. This is...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
The person actually rated it as R-rated, but you know what? I'm taking the moral high ground here and thinking outside of the pants. When it comes to superhero fantasies, my superhero fantasies, you better not edit this, is, say for instance, I'm waiting for the bus, I fantasize that I'm Nightcrawler and I can just teleport home. Though, to be pedantic, it would be a chain of small teleportations because he's short range. Yeah, I'm a geek, get real. Or, alternatively, lifting heavy objects. I fantasize about having Superman's strength, or Green Lantern's power ring, or Jean Grey's telekinesis. But most of the time it's a case of, I do fantasize about having Wolverine's claws, because that would be cool.
I'm just going to go straight out with how the question was written. I fantasize about Harlequin. It's just straight out. There's not really much to go with there. What? Just pick a question.
For editing purposes. This is a good one. What are your top 5 geek movies and top 5 geek TV shows?
Alright, I'm going to let you go first with this one. I'm still thinking in my head.
Okay. Well, top 5 geek movies. Well, this could take a while. I'll do my first top 5 movies, then Jay will do his top 5 movies, I'll do my top 5 TV, he'll do his top 5 TV.
That works.
Okay?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, this is where we're going to do some editing magic, and we're going to come back to answer this question once we've had a bit of time to think about it. Okay, so we have actually taken close to, 15, 20 minutes to think of this.
Pretty much, yeah.
We can't answer it right now, but we will be posting them on the Facebook page. Because this is a soul-crushing question. It's like choosing between your five favourite children.
Basically, yeah. Yeah,
Great question, though.
I'll have to agree with that. Yeah, so we'll put those ones up on the Facebook page, our five favourite series and our 5 favourite movies, and you can check them out on there. But, on to the next question! Okay. Honest opinion of the new Fantastic Forecast.
That's a bit harsh. Steaming great big pile of donkey. It's a little bit more apt, I believe.
I'll agree with that. No, seriously, honest opinion. I'm not sold on the entire film. I think the whole thing is kind of just, it just kind of just pops up every now and then. You hear something new about it.
Ever since Tim's story ruined it with the Silver Surfer
movies. Yeah.
Fox are just desperately grabbing at it.
Yeah, I think they had a really good opportunity to try and reboot the film, but I think they've just gone and wasted that. Casting the Human Torch as a black guy, and then having
related to his sister, the Invisible Girl.
Yeah, I mean they're meant to be siblings. I mean they could probably throw an adopted storyline in there, but
next thing you know, they'll be calling them miracles, and they won't even be mentioning who their father is.
That's Age of Ultron. I'm getting confused again.
No, it's called sarcasm.
Okay. Anyway, no, seriously, I think they've had a good opportunity to do it, but I think they've just made one too many mistakes when it comes to the casting choices. And probably one too many mistakes when it comes to the...
Wipe clean, back to the drawing board.
Give it back to Marvel. Don't even bother trying to do it. Is it Fox?
Yes, Fox.
Yeah, don't even try it, Fox. But you're hearing it here. Give it back to Marvel. Next question.
Favourite Batman and why?
Ooh, okay. So that's a bit of a tough one because you've got a couple things here. Not everybody has played Batman physically, but it doesn't mean they aren't a good Batman. If you want to go physically on screen, then I know it's a bit of a, it's pretty mixed, but for me it was Christian Bale. Straight off, I thought he did a really good Bruce Wayne, and I thought he did a really good Batman, other than the whole gravelly voice. But when it comes to overall Batmans, straight off it's Kevin Conroy for me. The guy is literally the voice of Batman. Like, you can't go wrong with Conroy's Batman, ever. What about you?
Who's Batman? Just kidding. Adam West. 66, the original Batman.
Nice choice. Nice choice.
Because, well, the Batusi.
You're right, I'll give you that one.
Next question.
Next question. Okay. Okie dokie. Here we go. Is there a specific hero and or villain that you'd like to see made into a cinematic experience? Your thoughts?
Yes. What they are, pretty much any superhero or villain. I'm not fussy, just do it right. Do it correctly. And don't do another Daredevil.
So no one in particular, you just want to see more movies?
Yeah, I'd love to see more movies. I would love to see, say for instance, some characters get a different take or a different treatment. Say for instance, a romantic comedy about Harley and the Joker. They could do Mad Love.
That'd be interesting. So you thinking what, like animated movie or?
Yeah, pretty much. Or, yeah, live action. But that's just me being silly with it.
I think for me, the same answer as favourite superhero would have to be the Deadpool movie. I really want to see them hurry up and make it. I think that Ryan Reynolds is going to be perfect to play Wade Wilson and Deadpool. I think he did a perfect Wade Wilson in Origins Wolverine. I thought Deadpool himself got really ripped off at the end there with the whole closed over mouth
what is
thing.
Deadpool without him speaking?
But no, seriously, Ryan Reynolds did a really good job as Wade at the beginning. And I think they need to hurry up and make it. Give it an R rating. Slap some boobies in there. Make it a Deadpool film.
Don't forget tacos.
And some tacos. Make it a Deadpool film.
Use the tacos to cover the boobies so that way they can get a lower rating.
Tacos.
We're on to something.
Next question.
What has been your biggest unresolved geek debate? Oh, I've been waiting for this. I hope the public is on my side.
You know exactly who you are who asked this question, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, they shouldn't be ashamed of themselves.
All right,
There is a big debate here at Geek Talk HQ between myself and Mr. J about the creation of Spider-Man. I believe equal credit should go to Steve Ditko and Stan Lee.
This is the thing. I'm not saying that the equal credit shouldn't go there. Ditko does get credit in the creation of Spider-Man.
Only recently.
He gets the credit,
He
okay?
should get an apology.
But he didn't create Spider-Man. Stan Lee created Spider-Man. Stan Lee knew what he wanted when he created Spider-Man. Stan Lee told Ditko what he wanted for Spider-Man, and Ditko put it on paper. Ditko didn't actually create Spider-Man.
Stan Lee never gave any specifics about the costume other than make it spider-related. Ditko did amazing things such as creating a full face mask. That was not something that Stan Lee anticipated. You know, he made beautiful artwork. He designed the looks. He's the one that gave, J. Jonah Jameson the Hitler tash to make him the bad guy.
See, yeah, great, he did that, but he didn't create Spider-Man. Stan Lee created Spider-Man. Ditko gave him a face.
Ditko did half the creation.
He didn't do half the
Comic
creation.
books are a visual and written medium.
Yes, but without any of the writing whatsoever, there is no story there. Spider-Man would work perfectly even if he didn't look the way he did. It's the writing. The writing. He was written by Stan Lee. He was created by Stan Lee. Ditko gave him a face, which he gets credit for.
Okay, you know what? Let the fans decide.
Yeah, alright, we're putting that one to you. Alright, who created Spider-Man?
Vote me. You know I'm right.
Don't vote him. Seriously.
You know,
I mean,
you know.
vote him and, support Hitler. That's your choice. But
See what he has to resort to try and win an argument?
I'm not trying to win. I'm just pointing out a simple fact that...
So in answer, yes, there is actually a debate here at Geek Talk. So
Yeah, so we're putting that one to you guys. Who created Spider-Man? Stan Lee, Ditko, both. Who gets more credit, in your opinion? He's not right.
You're
Shut
not
up.
right.
You're not right. Next question.
Right. What is your geek secret shame? Example, Crystal Skull is your favourite Indiana Jones film. Why would you even write that? That's just a bald-faced lie.
Alright. I've actually got a pretty big one. I really liked Batman and Robin with George Clooney as Batman. But hear me out first. Stop giving me that look. Hear me out first.
I'm as shocked as you are.
No. The reason people think it's shit, okay, and it is shit, but the reason people think it's shit is because they compare it to the first one that Tim Burton did and then look at how wacky and zany it became since then. The reason I like it is because I think of it as giving Adam West's Batman a live-action film with a huge budget and special effects and everything like that. So for me, it works perfectly if you look at it like that. It's comical, it's funny, it's campy.
1966.
That's why I said with a big budget. With a budget.
Oh, and they did such wondrous things with it.
It was campy, it was funny, it was over the top, it was Adam West Batman, but with Clooney. I don't get the problem. Anyway, what's yours?
I'm unashamedly a geek. I have no shame when it comes to geek stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously, what's yours?
I have no shame. You haven't learnt this of me by now? I have no shame when it comes to geek culture.
Come on, you gotta have something.
Nope, not a thing.
You've got something.
Not a thing.
Nothing at all?
Not a thing.
Next question. Okie dokie.
What do we got?
What got you all into comics? You first.
I have an older brother who collected for years before I was born. And I used to read his comics. That got me into, he took me and got me my first comic. Which I then proceeded to draw all over. I was only 4. He still actually has I still have the comic itself. But yeah, my older brother.
I think for me it was... I've always been into comics even since I was a little kid. It probably wasn't until high school that I really started getting deeper into comics. But it probably wasn't until probably my early 20s when I actually moved to the city and there were comic shops available. at which point I could actually easily purchase comic books and get my hands on them. So I've kind of always been into comics, but it wasn't until my early 20s, like 21, between 20 and 21, where I could actually go and purchase them in bulk, which really kickstarted it. Next question.
Do you prefer Marvel or DC? That's another tough question.
No, it's pretty simple. For me, the answer's Marvel. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate DC, but I think Marvel is, personally for me, Marvel is much better, is put together a lot better than a lot of the DC storylines for me. I feel that DC is a lot more fantasy, bigger than life storylines, whereas Marvel for me seems to be more grounded in realism. I mean, as realistic as you can get with superheroes, but compared to DC, where it's all bright and colourful and other than Batman obviously, but DC for me is just the more sort of fantasy realm of comic books, and then Marvel grounds it better for me.
I don't prefer one over the other. It's like asking me which do I prefer, my mother or my father. They both nourished me throughout my life.
Alright, next question! Okie dokie. Oh, we're starting to get through them now. Alright. Where did the Geek Talk idea come from? I think I might answer this one first. Basically, I thought about the fact that Big D and I, we've known each other for a few years now, and we've both got this big kind of
mouth.
I was going to say big head full of knowledge, but big mouth, sure. Big amount of like useless, trivial knowledge when it comes to comic books, video games, sci-fi, movies, all that kind of stuff. So I thought, what better way to try and make use of that somehow instead of just, arguing on our couch, which we're kind of doing right now for some things, but
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Do you have anything you want to add to that one?
Thought I added the mouth joke.
Next question. Ah! Okay, looks like we've had the question decided for us. Fate has chosen this question.
Spooky.
Alright, what does it say?
You will die at midnight.
Shut up, what does it say?
What is your opinion on Aquaman's new take as the Prince of Atlantis and ruler of an army?
Okay, I'm gonna let you answer that one because I don't really know that much about Aquaman.
I wouldn't really say new take. Aquaman's always been prince or at some stage king of Atlantis. He's always had legions of people to follow him. Yet they never really want to come up out of the surface. It kind of makes me feel a little sorry for him because he's running around wearing orange chainmail. And no one's going to back him up. Surely at least have a few lackeys follow you around going, no sir, that chainmail looks good. Don't pay attention to the archer in green. No, don't pay attention to that archer in green. What would he know? Green? Ugh, horrible. But no, seriously, I don't really see it as much of a new take. It's always the same thing. It's Aquaman. Don't get me wrong, I like the character. I think he does cop a bit of a bad rap a lot of the time with the talking the fish business, and Super Friends really killed him, but I've always appreciated Aquaman.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Well, as I said, I'll leave that one to you because I don't really know that much about Aquaman. He's not a fan favourite of mine, or I don't dislike him, but I don't really care, I guess. Next question.
Must be sick to the gills.
Okay. Right. Who do you think would be the best hero to lead the Justice League of America?
Well, the one that pretty much coordinates and does everything for them at the moment. Well, maybe not at the moment with New 52, but in the past, Martian Manhunter.
Really? Martian Manhunter?
Mm-hmm. Coordination, telepathy. Everyone forgets, he's stronger, faster, and better than Superman.
Yeah, good point. Personally, I would have to say Batman.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to say Batman. The guy has a plan for everything. He even has a plan for when those plans don't work. And then he has a plan for when those plans, for the plans that don't work. So the guy's literally prepared for everything. He even has a plan to take down himself. So, next question.
Thought I was getting it this time,
took 2 last time, but we'll do that again.
Ooh, it's a big one and a two-parter.
I was waiting for this one.
We have the same opinion on this one. When should making comic book movies become too much in your opinion? And when do you think they should stop? Well, we can answer that with one word.
The first question? Yep, okay. 3, 2, 1. Never. Okay, personally I think that why stop making comic book movies? There's a lot of source material that is out there. You know, sure, maybe cap the Avengers after the 3rd film, but then you've got so many other characters out there.
Change the roster.
Yeah, change the roster. You could have you could have Avengers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like there's so many different heroes.
Then there's the offshoots. Mighty Avengers, Secret Avengers, Dark Avengers.
Then there's the fact
Avengers West Coast.
Then there's the fact that you've got movies that have been made, but people want to see get done again, but better. I mean, Fantastic Four for starters. Everyone's waiting for Marvel to get their hands back on that one and do it properly. So I don't think they should ever make an end to it, because what's better than seeing some of your favourite stories come to life on the big screen and actually be there in front of you?
And as for, do you think they should stop?
No. Okay. Oh, we're down to the final 2 here. Okay. Which genre of storytelling do you prefer? Example, sci-fi, drama, thriller, crime, romance, or a bit of everything mixed in one? I am going to have to go ahead and say a bit of everything mixed in together. I'm not biased when it comes to particular films. I've seen some really, really good sci-fi films, and I've seen some really, really, really ones. I've seen some really good rom-coms. I've seen some really bad ones. Like, it doesn't matter about the genre for me. It's about how good the film is. If it's a crap film, it's a crap film. It's a good film, it's a good film. So, yeah, for me, it's a bit of everything.
Comedy, sci-fi, fantasy, horror.
So a bit of everything.
No romantics.
No romantics? You're not a fan of romantic films?
No, it's mushy. It's horrible.
I like romantic films. I think they're sweet.
No.
That's your opinion.
I like them dark. I like them gritty. I like them violent.
Anyway, final question. See? Empty. Alright. If you could have a sketch done by any comic artist, who would it be and who would it be of? I am going to leave this one up to this guy because I don't know too much about comic book artists.
It's a tough decision. I mean, if I could, I'd go back and get something by Jack Kirby, but I would have to say Colossus of the X-Men and the artist, Hajime Siriyama. Just because the guy can do Chrome so excellently.
Okay, so that was the last of the questions. Thank you very much to everybody who put one in. We'll probably do another one of these later on down the track. But until then, we will see you guys at Comic-Con.
That's right, that'll be on the 5th and 6th of April. We'll be wandering around both days. You may see us together, you may see us separately. Yeah, we'll see you guys there.
Yep, don't be afraid to come up and say hi. Until then, have a good one.
Bye! My superhero fantasies. Now you better not edit this. Is, say for instance, I'm waiting for the bus. I fantasize that I'm Nightcrawler and I can just. Or alternatively, lifting heavy objects. I fantasize about having Superman or Green Lantern's or Jean Grey's. But most of the time it's a case of, yeah, I do fantasize about having Wolverine's because that would be cool.